All right, you guys, I look like a burnt bean because I was at the pools today for like 3 hours with my wife and my daughter. But we're back at the shop today with my friend Tom from Supreme Creative.
What's up,
All right, much better. We're with Tom from Supreme Creative in here. He came in here and printed his own film for a job that he previously had a little bit of problems with, but we're now going to screen print it. And he's going to burn the screen himself. He just finished printing out the film, and he's going to set it up once the screen dries on the machine to have it ready for tomorrow once the shirts get here. Wait, we're not printing it tomorrow, are we?
No. I mean, whenever the time or whatever.
Okay, so the shirts are coming in tomorrow, but he's going to come in and print them whenever he has a chance, which should be soon because he needs to turn those shirts into the customer, right?
Yep.
That's right. All right, you guys, so this weekend I didn't vlog because I was focusing on my truck. We got the thing running. One of these days I'm going to explain to you guys everything that I did to get it up and running. That thing was sitting for about 4 years, and it took us like less than $100 to get it going. I think it was mainly because my dad knows a lot about cars, and he's very good with fixing older cars, mainly like his. He has an 86 Chevy C10, mine's an 84, and they're pretty similar. The only difference is the motor. His is a V6, mine is a V8, has a 5.0. So that's really all the difference. The body's the same, and everything else is pretty much the same. They're both long beds, but I didn't want to put too much of that in the vlog because you guys probably don't care about that at all anyways. But now that we're back at the shop today on Memorial Day, we're with Tom figuring out this job for tomorrow or whenever he's ready.
Yep.
And then we have some other jobs for myself that I have to get ready. So these are for JX. We got those shirts in already, so we're gonna print those tomorrow. And then these are for my friend Forgotten World. And besides that, we don't have much else going on today, do we? But whenever we have the gang in here and we're all together, the only two people that haven't really met are Tom and Jeremiah.
Yep.
And it's funny because he's from Hawaii, and
He said he's from Kauai too, I think.
and Jeremiah's Hawaiian too, right?
I think so, yeah.
He's also Hawaiian, so it's kind of crazy that they haven't met, but they both have been here a couple of times at the shop. Obviously, Jeremiah's here like almost every single day,
Yep.
but that's kind of what's going on. Oh yeah, over the weekend we also brought these desks to put them in the office for Brian and for my friend Tom, because they're going to be the ones taking care of the illustrations and all the technical support. So they're figuring out all the computer work, the stuff that we know nothing about, but that's what they're here for. So those are for them. I brought them for them. We're going to take out that table that's in there that looks like this one and maybe help Ceci's area a little bit more, or combine both of them so we can have more room for catching t-shirts or something along those lines. We're still waiting for Jay Sanchez Matchless Printing. I know you're watching the vlog, bro, so whenever you're ready, there's definitely no rush. I think that people want to see you here at the shop. I definitely want to see you here at the shop. We all want to see you improve and get better. We're going to see Supreme Creative get better. We're going to see Killer Culture get better, AC Impressions, and Glitz and Glaze. So those are their goals for this year. I mean, so far they started out pretty good. A lot of you guys are watching the changes that are happening in my life, and hopefully you guys are going to start seeing the changes in their lives as well. Oh yeah, also we finally weeded out the design for my friend, which is going to go over here on the team glass. So that's all we're missing. Tom's final, and then the team should be ready to go. There's one more person that's part of the team that you guys are not gonna know about, because he will get very mad if I put his name on the board. I just can't let you know who he is yet. You, the person watching it, you know who you are, so don't worry about it. You're part of the team. Just no one can know, because I'll get in trouble and you'll get in trouble. You heard? Now look who decided to join the party. Supreme, Killa, AZ, Glitz, Vega, the team. Jay Sanchez, once you catch up with the vlog and you watch this, there's gonna be a matchless printing final down there too for yourself. So hurry it up, sir. Put in some more OT. How did that come out? Oh yeah, that looks good. It looks exposed.
Yeah.
So we had you print out the film. We had you tape the film to the screen.
Yep.
We had you expose it. Now you're gonna wash it out. So we have to come in here into the restroom. Usually I don't allow 2 guys in here at once, but we have to teach you the way. So that's where you turn on the water, the lights for the washout tank, and then we have the power for the pressure sprayer. Just like right there on the corner.
Okay.
Yep. So you don't ever want the emulsion wet to rest on anything, because when it dries it'll stick.
Gotcha.
So even if it was this way,
Yeah.
that's fine because it's like leaning up against the metal.
Yeah.
But if it's touching like that,
It'll dry.
yeah, it'll dry on there and it's gonna get stuck. Don't let him see your eyes, bro.
Yeah. You don't think so?
Gangsta.
It's gonna look weird though.
Get gangsted out.
Yeah.
We gangsted out. All right, you guys. This is not gonna be a full interview or a, what should I call it?
I don't know. I feel like I'm getting interrogated right now.
You're not, bro. It's just
I didn't do it.
We're letting them know who you are, and just I'm gonna introduce everybody as obviously part of the team. We're doing one by one. I kind of did that last week, but I was speaking myself, and I'm gonna give you guys a chance to talk, starting with you. Earlier this week, I did like an interview introduction of my friend Preston. I hope you guys watched it. If you did, you got to learn a little bit about him. But today we have Tom from Supreme Creative, which is now part of Vega Print. Now we're all gonna be a team and we're gonna start working together, using our skills to obviously better ourselves and help one another to become more successful. So you guys, this is Tom. Tom, you wanna give the guys a little bit of your background, just kind of where you're coming from?
Sure. So my background, originally from Honolulu, Hawaii. I was born and raised there, and just was getting a little bit too much to pay for everything. Cost of living was just too crazy in Hawaii, and so I ended up coming out here to Arizona. I had a buddy out here already, told me, hey, you know, great place to raise a family, and you know, was better than paying the crazy rent that we were paying out in Hawaii. So finally made the move, and you know, created Supreme Creative in the process of it while I was in Hawaii and then on the way over here. The big thing for me is the graphic designing portion of it is something I've always wanted to do. You know, I mainly have an IT background as a system administrator, but you know, graphic design was always just a hobby and whatnot. But you know, I finally took that extra step to make it a business. You know, got the tax license, did all the red tape of everything to finally get everything, you know, in process. And now that it's all said and done, I can finally come out and start working on the real things and getting the business going and doing something real that I'm real passionate about. And so, yeah,
Nice.
that's pretty much.
So how did you run into my channel? Like, what was when was the first time that you were like looking for something and I popped up, or how did that happen?
I think for me, the biggest thing was just wanting to learn the process, because I was like, man, how do I get my illustrations onto garment, you know?
Gotcha.
And so I started researching, okay, how do I do this? How do I do this? And one of your videos came up as a recommended video, and I was like, okay, this looks pretty cool, I'll check it out. And then I started going, I saw a bunch of videos in the background that you had, because it was all different, you know, types of techniques and all these different things. And I just got hooked. So like every night when I was going to sleep, I just kind of put it on, start learning all these new things. I felt like I had a whole screen printing business, you know,
Nice.
before I even knew anything. And yeah, and so I finally just reached out, and
Now you're
here we are. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so from knowing you for about what, a couple days now,
Yeah.
I've learned that you had was it a clothing brand or?
Yeah, I did.
A clothing brand.
Yep.
So do you want to talk to them a little bit about that clothing brand? Because I thought it was very interesting and it really captured my attention on how detailed you were about every single thing that you did for it. and the way that you presented that brand.
Sure. So the brand, it's still alive. I had a partner with that that I did eventually towards the end, but he ended up having to move out of country, so we ended up kind of just keeping it to something that's still alive. You can check it out. It's called at Reverse Gear, RVRSEGEAR. Basically, it was a jiu-jitsu clothing brand. Jiu-jitsu is something that I do, and it's part of my life. And so I created something out of that. We do custom gis, so the jiu-jitsu gis is what we created, and we wanted to give that different look to it. Instead of just a typical traditional gi plain color, we would completely have sublimination art on the inside of the collars. We use colors that you wouldn't normally see in typical, like you normally see like a white, black, and blue. We would go with like slate gray, maroon, all these different colors to kind of keep ourselves separate. So had a bunch of UFC exposure. Michelle Watterson was a big advocate of ours. Dan Hardy, just to name a few. And it was awesome because they really respected what we did. I saw my graphic illustration finally get onto Garment, which was one way before, starting to get more into the screen printing process of things. And being able to see that on there was just something that was awesome. And being, having a following of people behind it. Yeah.
Well, there you guys go. That's Tom and a little bit of his background. You guys got to learn where he was coming from, kind of how he ran into me, and the clothing brand that he is still running.
Yep.
So welcome to Arizona, bro. We hope you don't melt it this summer.
I'm trying not to. Next week, hundreds. Oh my God.
Yep. All right, cool. Well, thank you. You're now part of the team, my friend. Yep.
Yeah, boy.
And now time to break down our little rig using Jeremiah's chairs. Jeremiah, thank you for the chairs. It worked great.